Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Frostadamus here. This is the second part of the vanilla class overview series. Last time we covered the hunter. On this episode we're going to feature the mage. Keep in mind that this is not an in-depth guide. I'm not going to show you beast lists or special talents. We're going to cover them a bit, but it will be a class overview. I'm going to touch on some points like the early gameplay, the leveling experience, the challenges you might face, and the PvP and PvE aspect of the game. I'm probably going to touch a bit on the roleplay subject, and eventually we'll end up the video with the overall performance of the class during the whole content. So as I said in my previous video, the reason why I'm doing this is because a lot of people are asking me which class should I play, which class should I choose for vanilla, and I don't know the answer to that question, but by making these videos you might get more informed, or even if you already are informed, you might want to watch this. Maybe you can learn a thing or two from my little experience. Okay, let's jump right into it. We choose the mage today, which is one of the popular classes of vanilla, and not only vanilla. I actually played the mage for mostly all expansions except the Burning Crusade. It's something that I will have to remedy. I like this class, it's fun to play. It's somewhere for me it's on par with the hunter, but I always end up playing the mage more than the hunter. I don't know why. So as I said, it's the third most played class after the rogues and warriors, and there's a good reason why. It's very fun to play. It's easy to level. You might get some challenges. We'll get into that in a moment. Even from an early level, you will see the fun from it. So as a talent you have to choose between fire and frost. Some people might say that fire it's more fun, and probably they're right. I don't care. I say you should go frost. There are several reasons why. Once the main reason is because your main spec at level 60 will be frost or a hybrid frost spec as elemental, but we'll get into that a bit later. uh, why you should get this over fire, it's because especially if you play on a PvP server, once you'll have the ability to defend yourself if you're getting ganked, and even win a fight that someone might catch you fighting a mob or something like that. Not only that, since it will be your PvP spec, at level 60 you'll get more familiar with the cooldowns, with your muscle memory will learn some rotation, some recipes of spells that you might use. So some people don't roll. That's why I always recommend, if you plan to PvP in a certain spec at level 60, for example for warriors, it's you have to choose between arms and fury. If you choose to PvP at level 60, just go arms. It's simple as that. It's same for frost. You'll get more used to the class because you'll play for 10 days until you level, 10 days slash blade until you make 60, maybe less. That's not important. Your muscle memory will get used to your spell recipes that you want to throw on your enemy, and each player is different and you have to learn some tricks, and by playing the spec you will PvP in will get you an advantage. It's not much to say about a frost spell. You'll get a lot of cooldowns like ice barrier, uh, cold snap, stuff like that, which will help you leveling as well and get you more crowd control and stuff like that. So the challenges you might face as a mage when leveling will be the downtime suffered from the loss of mana. You will not regenerate that fast like warlocks, or you'll use a lot compared to hunters, but you can mitigate some of that mana loss and downtime by drinking. Just imagine if you're a level 24, you'll have level 15 water, and that might take you twice the amount of time to fill your mana bar while drinking. Even if you have the ability to kill mobs faster in a few spells, because you have Fire Blast, Cone of Cold and stuff like that, you will lose the time that you earned by killing the mobs faster by drinking in even more. So let's get into how to mitigate that loss. At low level you'll use 3 spells mostly, which will be Frostbolt, always get the last rank. Next one will be Frost Nova, preferably use rank 1 because rank 1 costs 3 times cheaper than the max rank. And you won't use it. Your main nuke will be Frostbolt and Scorch in case there's low damage to be dealt. So it will be basically like this. You'll start with Frostbolts, spam just Frostbolts all the way to level 60, and when the mob will come next to you, I could have casted easily one more there, but I wanted to prove a point. Just run, don't blink away, because the blink costs twice as much as a Frostbolt cast, and you'll kill your enemy by doing that. The only way when you should use Fire Blast is when you see a mob running to call more mobs. You should use Fire Blast. Frost Nova, use it, use it only when you have 2 or more mobs in front of you, or when you do a Shatter combo. We'll get into that later. Blink, you don't need to Ice Barrier. You won't get hit by the mobs. I didn't even get hit. Some mages Ice Barrier all the time. That's 400 mana wasted. And it's better to keep the cooldown in case someone ganks you. You don't need to blink sometimes. It's just 2 wastes of valuable 2 Frostbolt casts, because it's exactly twice the price of Frostbolt. So with 1 mana pool, let's say example, I can kill 10 mobs, and if you play chaotic with the mage while leveling with 1 mana pool, you'll kill only 3 or 4 mobs as compared with me, which I can kill 10. So that will be one of the challenges you'll have to face. You'll have to manage your mana, especially when you have your lower ranks of water. You'll mitigate that downtime, and not only that, you'll you'll learn to manage your mana, and it will help you at level 60, because keep in mind that a price of the blink, it's exactly 9% of my total mana pool. The price of Cone of Cold, it's higher than 9% of my mana pool. I can cast 9 spells like this. Imagine in PvP when you fight 2 or 3 enemies. I know that you might have the mana ruby, but just always be careful what you cast. For example, if you are in a situation where in PvP, we're gonna touch that on the PvP. Let's get back to the challenges of the game. Other challenges you might face, and to get a cure for them, are the spell power gear. Now, mages benefit from spell power a lot. For example, on a fire spec, your fireball will get 100% spell damage from gear. That means if you add a spell gear with 20 spell damage, you'll get 20 damage on your fireball. And Frostbolt will get around 84.1%, which will still be good if you gather, imagine at level 30, if you gather around 50, 70 spell power, let's say 70, you'll automatically get like almost 60 damage to your Frostbolt, which will push you faster to level 60. Now, it's hard to get the spell gear. You might want to check the auction house for frozen rat gear. Only buy it if it's cheap, under 2 gold, under 1 gold. Sometimes people sell it even for silvers. Buy it quick, and don't pay too much for it, because you need to save the money for level 40 mount. If you feel comfortable that you'll get your mount, you can buy your gear as well. It's no problem. Also make sure you do some low level dungeons. Most of them have some spell power gear. Check your Atlas loot. I found, for example, in Scarlet Monastery, you can get the Hypnotic Blade, which will give you 9 spell power, and the Orb, which in total will give you 21 spell power. That will add around 18 spell power to your gear, which at level 32 it's quite good, especially if you have other pieces. It will be great. If you don't need to farm the dungeon, just do it once or twice. Don't get stuck there. Smash the beetle! Don't get stuck there, because at level 40 your mage trainer will send you to Dustwallow Marsh, and you will receive your mage quest, which will be quite challenging. It will be a mini chain, and at the end of it you will receive you'll have to choose between a staff and a held off hand. You might want to keep that held off hand because it has a slash use restores 400 to 1200 mana, which you will be able to use it in PvP at level 60 or even in PvE. In case you have the hypnotic blade, choose the offhand. If you don't think that you'll use the offhand, just get the staff. Also, you'll get a wand, and those items you'll use up to level 60 and maybe more if you get unlucky with the drops. They will give you a boost in spell power, and it will be a very fun quest to do and challenging. You'll see what I'm talking about. Now, other things, at level 40, if you get your mount, you can craft your Dreamwave set, which is 3 parts, head, chest, and something else I cannot remember now. Make sure you save some Mage Wave cloths so a guild member can do it for you, or even you can do it for yourself if you have tailoring. That will help you as well. Other challenges I don't see with the Mage. I'm aware that I didn't cover the AoE grinding level up to 60 because I will cover that in a separate video. It's good to know that that's an option. I do not recommend it on new servers, but another challenge will be for you to learn how to AoE farm. Now, you will die a lot, but eventually you'll get better and better, and your confidence will grow, and you'll reach a point where you won't die anymore. It will be very rare when you literally die. Another point I want to touch on as a mage, even if you have a low HP pool and probably the lowest armor in game and lowest HP pool, you don't need to be afraid on killing elites or big groups of mobs, and I'm gonna tell you exactly why. You have to be brave like a warrior and swift like a rogue. Only that you'll master the mage class, which for example, I saw a popular YouTuber streaming playing a mage. He was maybe level 25 or something. He was in wetlands, and it was a camp there similar to this, and right there near those two mobs, something like that, it was a treasure chest. Now he tried to loot it, he went behind them, he failed, he got aggro, he ran away. Then there were 3 mobs. Then he was scared, literally scared to kill the mobs, or he was scared because he was going to get aggro or something like that and die. You don't need to have that mentality for a mage. For a mage, you don't have to be afraid of getting aggro, hence the name of crowd control. You have to get aggro first to be in control. Mage has the biggest ability to control things in this game, especially NPCs. So if you next time you want to go to pick that the treasure chest there, just go like be bold and you get the aggro. You can do, oh boy, you can pull them all. Let's pull even more. Get that one as well. Oh boy, I kind of wasted it, but I think you get my point. Don't always use, wait a bit for the cooldown to go, then you can cast a frostbolt and do another frost nova. Even if I don't use a shield, probably I will be able to kill all the mobs. You will be able to kill at level 30 as well. You have the frost nova, and you can always slow and kite your enemy. You can use lower ranks of spells, and eventually you'll get better and better. You just need to be brave and kill whatever you can. So even if there are more mobs or something, keep in mind that you have the abilities necessary for killing that mob elite or something, and sometimes you'll need to start practicing them, and that's from an early level. Trust me, it will save you a lot of time at level 60, and you'll get to know the class faster. Now, other things I want to touch on the mage. I'm not sure on leveling. Just keep in mind that even if you're squishy, you have a lot of abilities to... I didn't even have my armor up. Okay, let's move to the next chapter. I think I'm gonna cover PvP now. PvP is great for Mage. He has like a lot of specs to play. He can play Pomp Pyro to one-shot people, but I do not recommend that. Only for fun. If you're bored one day, you have the main spec, which will be 2 points in counter spell and the rest in the Frost build. It will be quite nice, especially if you leveled Frost. You'll have to learn a lot of recipes. I call them recipes, combinations of spell. You have to, I don't know, to read your opponent to if you to learn if you play versus a caster or something what to do, and to uh, I don't know, to read the outcome of any situation. But let's move on. Uh, after with Frost will be the great spec for Battlegrounds. In Battlegrounds you will be invited in all of them because you'll perform good. Alterac Valley, Aradi Basin, Warsong Gulch. In Warsong Gulch you can even be the flag carrier. You'll need to get some engineering gear or maybe some speed potions, or there are some quests that give an offhand which will allow you to run, but that's a different story. You will be invited in premates if you have a good gear and if you're skilled, but to be skilled, mostly on premates you'll roll with the first spec that I showed you with the improved counterspell one, and you'll roll full frost, but you'll do just fine. But the real skill of a mage will be proven when he'll play the hybrid specs like the fire frost spec, when you'll get points up to the critical mass and blast wave and ice block and improve cone of cold. I think it's 27 something points in frost, 23 in fire maybe. You'll have to choose your main nuke on that spec, which can be frostbolt or fireball. It's a personal preference. I don't know, use whatever you want. And here we will prove your skills on playing a mage. You will be an elemental mage, I think it's called. You might check some videos on the internet. It's Vortne. I think he's one of my favorite players from vanilla mages. You will see what the elemental spec means. You will be forced to use a lot of your cooldowns, instant spells like Fire Blast, Cone of Cold, Blast Wave, Scorch. You'll have to use Scorch a lot. And one thing you'll have to learn while PvPing with the mage will be, for example, if I hit this and he's a player, he will run towards me. You must know if you have time enough to cast a spell before the player reaches you, and you will learn that compared to every spell that every player that you play versus. If it's a warrior, can he charge you, intercept you? If he's a rogue, can he sprint? Because every 2.5 seconds of cast, it's waste of time, and those 2.5 seconds can be the decider if you win or lose a fight. Uh, so make sure you cast only when you're at a distance that you're confident that you will land your cast. Instead, maybe it will be better for you to move and shield, or do an instant spell or something that will make something of that time. As you know, in vanilla you can die in pretty much 2 seconds, and those 2 seconds are important. Yeah, let's, I don't know, I think that's all for PvP. You have a variety of options. It will be fun. Once you learn those cooldowns and your CC spells, how to use them, you'll become unstoppable, especially when you get gear. Keep in mind that you can PvP at 60 even with bad gear. If you get a Magister set, you get tons of stamina or something, you'll do just fine. But when you'll get your overpowered gear, you'll be unstoppable. Let's move to the PvP aspect of the game, to raiding, which I'm quite hyped about mages. Even after you get your beast, pre-beast gear for raiding, you will be able to compete in Molten Core, for example, with warriors, rogues. Would be great times. If you'll get a flask, you'll even top the damage meters. You'll do just fine. MC and BVL. Your main talent spec will be Arcane Frost, which you'll get 31 points here. Basically you'll do spam frostbolts, and every 3 minutes you'll be using your cooldown, which is arcane power. You'll do fine. You'll be forced into frost for the first 2 big raids like MC and BVL, but once you get that sweet BVL gear with the stuff and the head and the trinket and all of the sweet gear, you'll become a beast in PvE. You'll be able to spec fire for AQ40 and step your game to the next level. That means from casting Frostbolt to casting Fireball. But that's a different story. You'll be able to compete up to Naxxramas with DPS. You'll be welcomed into raids and you'll have a great time by doing that. The 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 sets will look great. The tier point 2 sets from AK40 will look great, will have great stats. The tier 3 sets will look, I think, one of the best sets in game. This will be your main challenges in this game, to get your 3 set if you manage that in 1 year or 2, or how much it will take, and to get your legendary stuff from Naxxramas. But until then, your sets will look nice. Unfortunately, tier 1 and tier 2 you won't be able to equip them all, because there will be better parts in BVL to choose over them. Like we said on our hunter, the hunter has the ability to equip all tier 1 because all the parts are good, and once they get a full set with a 15% damage to the multi-shot ability, it will act like a best in slot gear for them. That's not a rule, but you will be able to roll if you want to roleplay to go into the set in the raid that you want. I don't know, I want to touch on other things in the raid. When you DPS in the raid, make sure, if you want to top the meters, always keep your uptime to the maximum. Use a snowfall add-on for your key cast, so you won't cast on release. I don't know, other things. Bring some consumables, even if you cannot afford the flask. Get some wizard oil, get some arcane elixirs, and that's all. But you should afford flask as a mage, and if you want to compete and you like competition, some tips: always keep a good time up. Spam frostbolt only if you do trashes. The trashes in Molten Core will be where you exceed. For example, on the Molten Giants, the first 2 that you go into Molten Core, make sure if you see the mob at 20%, maybe you won't have enough time to cast another Frostbolt, because it will be dead once you release it, or what you on cast, just switch to the next mob. And if you're close to the mob, make sure you do a Con of Cold. Your mana regeneration will be quite good in raids. When you reach the mobs from Magmadar, mages will do Blizzard. No, don't do Blizzard. Go next to them. Do Flame Strike. Do a Flame Strike. Do a Cone of Cold, and then start spamming Arcane Explosion, which will have a chance to crit. Your Blizzard will not crit, and you will do 2 or 3 times more damage than other mages, and only by the packs from Magmadar will get you on top of the damage meter if you do that rotation. So it's like 6 on the Hounds. Do immediately a Cone of Cold, and then just go like this until you're out of mana or something like this. If you get back the cooldown from Cone of Cold, use it again. It will boost your overall DPS on the trash and will keep you more motivated to push forward the DPS on other boss fights and trash fights. Eventually you'll end up, after a full Molten Core clear, probably on the top. Now other things about the mage, I don't know exactly what to say. Maybe I skipped something, maybe it was something important. I should have starting. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I said you'll have the portals in the water. Once you get level 55 water and 55 food, you'll make a lot of friends. People will whisper you every day, can I please have some water? Friends will whisper you. make sure you keep always big stacks on your inventory if you want to share. If not, it's okay. uh, you will have portals, which it's a great advantage over other classes. Some people have to wait like this, counting the seconds on their Hearthstone. uh, I'm aware that druids have portal to Moonglade and shamans maybe have astral recall, but you were blessed in this game. You have portals to all the major cities and the ability to teleport. You can even sell those services. You can sell the water, especially when a server starts. This will be, not all the mages will have it. You can stand in front of the auction house in Ironforge or in Orgrimmar and just give water for free, make a full bag, and some people will leave you tips. If you want to charge from the beginning, that's okay. uh, Make sure when you make a portal, get at least your 18 silver back, unless you make it for a friend or something. If someone wants to buy a portal, some people pay even 1 gold. I wouldn't take money. I have gold. I actually had, before I left Kronos before making this YouTube channel, I had like 1000 something gold. I just gave it to a random player. I gave it to random players to buy their mounts, and then I remained with zero. I farmed this while filming the videos. I do not play that much on Kronos. I'm quite excited for Nostalrius, for Elysium, for the new servers. I don't know. I think I'm gonna roll a character on each server. I don't. Okay, I think that's all for today. This video is getting longer. I hope you enjoyed it, and our next pick will be the Warlock, and probably after that the Rogue. Thanks for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, I wish you the best. Bye bye.